I'm getting ready to show you how to make the best chunky, meaty chili. Not a lot of beans, it's a lot of meat. We're using 2 different pans and we're using 2 types of meat and we're using a couple different types of beans. We roasted some peppers. You can't beat this. Make sure you hit subscribe. Watch this recipe, you're gonna love it. All right, you guys, Dano here with a very special recipe for you. I'm doing a 3 pepper blend, a 2 meat blend in 2 separate pans, and I'm gonna merge it together at the end, chili. I've been known for this chili. Now, if you wanna win a chili cook-off, just pay attention. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this recipe after you see it. But I'm telling you what, if you wanna win your next chili cook-off, follow this recipe and you got it. So first thing we're gonna do, I said 3 pepper blend. I got 2 banana peppers, 3 little poblano peppers, and a jalapeno. You can actually use Anaheims. These are just the 3 peppers that they had at the store. So these are the 3 I went with. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my olive oil. This is an olive oil avocado blend. We're gonna roast our peppers. What's cool about roasting these peppers is all I'm gonna do is put some olive oil on them, throw them in the oven at 400, let them sit for maybe 20 minutes in there. I'm thinking it could be less, but we'll take them out, we'll put them in a Ziploc bag and seal it, and what that does is it actually separates the skin on the pepper from the pepper flesh, and we'll get the seeds out and we'll just get the flesh of the pepper put into our chili. So we'll start out like that. Just get a little olive oil on each one and we'll rub them down, make sure they're coated in the olive oil. So get a little messy right here, but just take your hand and just move it around them, make sure they're coated in the olive oil completely, because that's gonna help that skin, like, you know, when it's roasting, it's gonna really roast that skin and roast the flesh of the pepper. So make sure you got them completely coated. Now they're going in the oven for 400. I think it's about 20 minutes, but we'll be able to tell when they're ready to pull out and throw in the bag. All right, so we got our peppers in. The next step is we got 3 pounds of ground beef. This is 80-20. It's got the good fat content in there, and we're just gonna put this in our little slow pan, slow cooker. And this is actually gonna be our final pan for all of the chili. But we're just gonna throw that in here. We're gonna season it up with our chili powder and some spicy Danos. So check it out. We just put it in there just like this. Now let's get our meat chopped up. What you really want to do here is a low heat for about 45 minutes to an hour or so, and it's really going to allow the meat to really break up in fine little pieces instead of like big chunks. That's what you get when you cook it on a real low heat. So that's what we're going for, and we'll just start getting our meat chopped up. We'll add a little water to it, and we'll also add our spices and our Danos. So, got 3 pounds. We're gonna add some chili powder. A bunch of it. We're not gonna overdo it. We wanna get that real chili flavor in there. And then you know, we gotta pop that spicy Danos. So we're gonna pop the top. I'm telling you what, spicy Danos with all the real herbs and spices in there takes it to the next level. So we'll just pop us a bunch of spicy Danos in there. We're just gonna let this cook. Put a lid on it. Actually, we're gonna add us 1 cup of water also. Mix it all around, mix it in. We'll put the lid on and let it simmer for a good hour. Let it simmer. So next step, we're gonna get us 1 large white onion. You can use a yellow onion. Actually, white was the only one I had, so that's what we're working with. And we're just gonna dice this up. Just dice our onion up, and we're gonna throw this in the pan. In the other pan, 1 whole onion. Now we're gonna take our beef. This is actually chuck. It's like beef stew meat, but it's actually just chuck. So we're going to take our beef, and we're going to take it, and we're going to get some of the large pieces in here, because sometimes the pieces are just so big. We're pretty much going to cut every little piece in half, because you don't want giant pieces in there. We just want nice little meaty pieces, so when you're eating the chili, you get the ground beef and the chunks of the chuck beef. So trust me, having this complexity of the two different styles of beef is awesome. It's how you win championships. Just make sure you get these big pieces cut. Some of them you can even cut them again. So now we're just going to add our chopped up chuck beef in with the onion. We're going to add our, once again, chili powder and our spicy Danos, and we're going to add one whole container unsalted beef stock. We're going to power boil this for about 45 minutes till that meat gets super tender. Then everything's going to be done at one time, and we're going to merge everything into one pan. It's going to be the best chili, best day in chili you ever had. All right, so we got our chuck and we got our onions. We're going to add us a bunch more chili powder in here. A nice amount. You're not overdoing it, y'all. You got to get that chili flavor in there. Add the Danos, spicy Danos. One container of unsalted beef stock. Now, let's light up our stovetop. Mix it around. We're going to let this power boil for about 45 minutes or so until our meat starts to really get tender. So you can see our meat's just simmering, and it's going to slowly start to really break down in small pieces. So we'll put the lid back on, let that just keep cooking, open it back up here in a minute, and just keep chopping, and it's all going to come together soon. All right, peppers are roasted. So, like I said, next step, take our roasted peppers, throw them in a Ziploc, and once we seal it, that heat in there is going to make that skin separate even more than what you can see how it already is, but it's really going to allow it to separate. So just take your peppers, one by one, throw them in the bag, seal it, and set it off to the side for about 5-10 minutes. Yep, I hope you're getting excited, because I know I am. Checking on our meat again. We have added some water. We added another couple cups of water, and it's starting to get more and more tender. We're not too far off. We got our peppers over here sitting. We're getting ready to slice those up in a second. We're gonna go on and add our beans. Now when I make chili, I don't like adding a bunch of beans. I've seen people make chili before where they only use 4 or 5 pounds. We did use 1.5 pounds of ground chuck and 3 pounds of ground beef. So we got 4.5 pounds of meat, and I'm only using 2 cans of beans and 1 can of tomatoes. So we're gonna go on and add this in and let that start simmering with the meat. Just add more flavor. It's up to you. When I add my cans of beans, I add all the juice and everything that's in there. I don't drain them. I just pour the whole cans in there. So we'll go on and add that to our mix here. Hot chili beans. Got 1 can of red kidney beans. Diced fire roasted tomatoes. Mix them in. All right, so let's get our peppers out, and we'll start peeling the skin off, and I'll show you what I was talking about. Well, it's hot. All right, guys, so we got our peppers here pulled out of the bag, and you can see how the skin will just, it's like a transparent, really thin part of the pepper. Sometimes you can get it to just pull right off and separate. Here we go. Find it where it's kind of already split. Then I can just kind of pull it off, and it just separates from the flesh, like so. You can eat that part, but if you can get rid of it, why not? See how that skin comes right off, just like so. So you just kind of pull the top, and a lot of times most of it will come out. Kind of make a slit, down the pepper a little bit. And if you kind of just lay it open like so, and take your blade and just kind of run it along, you can see we strip the seeds right out of it. We got the flesh, just the flesh part of the banana pepper. And we'll continue to do that with each one of the peppers. We got our peppers skinned and de-seeded, so now we're gonna slice and dice, add it to our chili. Just slice your peppers up and add your peppers in. Looking good, baby. All right, y'all, so we got our meat getting tender. We did add some water to this. So there's tons of flavor in there, so adding that water is not gonna overdo it, and we may even add a little water once we get it all mixed, but we'll see. We'll pour it in, we'll let it continue to cook for another 10 minutes, and it'll be time to eat. So check it out. We're just gonna blend the two. Here we go. Look at that. You got your chunks, you got your ground beef. The ground beef hasn't totally broken up, but it will here in the next 10 minutes or so. So we'll let this just continue to cook, and it's gonna be awesome. If that doesn't get you excited right there, I mean, look at that. Look at, you got the peppers in there with no skin. You got the onion. Look at all that, chunks. That is award-winning chili right there, my friends. So this is my secret, y'all. A lot of people, a lot of chilies I've tried at chili cook-offs and whatnot, people use too much tomato paste or tomato sauce in their chili and it's too tomatoey. You noticed right here in this chili, I didn't use a lot of beans and I used a lot of meat. That's the way I like my chili. Everybody's different, but you still need to add a little bit of tomato flavor in there. So I just use a little squeeze of ketchup. I seriously might only use like 2 or 3 little tablespoons. It won't even be that much. But I'll just give it that tomato flavor and it's gonna bring everything together. We've already taste tested this and it's awesome, but this is just gonna give it that little bit of tomato flavor, set it over the edge. Just give it a little squeeze. Like I said, it's not even that much. You'll see, just that little bit. That's it. I know what you're thinking. Ketchup, really? Yeah. It just gives it that tomato flavor without having to go buy a thing of tomato paste or whatever. It just brings everything together. Here we go. Get you a big old scoop. Look at that. Not too tomatoey, not too beany. Nice amount of meat. You can put this over rice or noodles if you want. Do it however you want. That right there, my friends, that is how you win a chili cook-off. Add your cheese. Oh my goodness, look at this, y'all. Look at that, chunky, cheesy. Chunky, cheesy, Dano award-winning chili right there, my friends. That is what I'm talking about. This, my friends, you don't need to add anything to it. You can, like I said, if you want to. You want to add some spaghetti, some noodles, rice. I love chili on rice, but it really doesn't need anything. Just eat the chili for the chili. Like I said, a lot of meat in here. It's not a lot of beans. We got the peppers in there, just a little cheese, and that's how we're gonna roll. But if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a comment. Let me know what you think about this recipe you just saw. But let's go on and give it a bite. You can't beat it. I'm telling you. Seriously, I'm not just telling you that. That, my friends, is literally one of the best chili you'll ever make. It's not only gonna be good, it's gonna be damn good. That's a damn promise. Hit that subscribe button. You know I love you. Keep sprinkling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.